welcome to another session with Sid. This is Learn with Sid every day at 3:30. So I do daily live sessions on maths, science and art. So today's session is going to be on maths, and you're going to need a couple of things for today. So we're going to need paper, felt pens, ruler and a pencil as well. So we're going to be looking at averages today. So I'm just going to log in to see whether you guys are watching, and it's all live and kicking. So if you're watching for the first time, give me a shout out. Let me know that you are watching live. So let's see who we've got here. So today's topic is going to be about averages. So we're going to look at three different types of averages: mean, mode, and median. And then we're going to be having a go at looking at different examples. So I am live. Let's see who is here. We've got Sarah's watching. Let me know who is watching. So let's start. We're going to grab a piece of paper. So you're going to need a piece of paper. We're going to need some felt tips. You're going to need a ruler. You're going to need a pencil. Okay. So let's start by sharing my screen. Okay. I think it's going to work now. Right. We are moving to my desk picture. So here we are. So we're going to write averages in the middle. So I'm going to grab my felt tip. I'm going to write averages. So there's three different kinds of averages that we're going to quickly look at today. So we got averages. So averages are really useful. They're useful for a number of different reasons, because it gives us a kind of average answer, especially if we're looking for a rough idea of the type of answers we have. So for example, if we're looking at ages of people and we have people that are 5, 6, 7, 8, all the way up to 20, if we're looking at the average, that will give us an idea of where we're targeting. And it's also interesting to look at the range, but we're not going to look at the range today. We're just going to be looking at averages. So there's three different types of averages that we're going to look at. We're going to look at mode, median, and mean. So mean is a common one, and it sounds like it's really scary. Mean, it's mean. So I'm going to grab a felt tip here. We're going to write three different types. So we've got mean, we've got mode, and finally we've got median. Okay, so mean, you add up all the numbers and you divide by how many you have. Okay, so for this particular one, we add up all the numbers and we divide by how many we have. So we add up all numbers and divide by how many you have. What does that mean? We're going to do an example. Okay, so we're going to do an example. I'm going to give you some numbers and we're going to find out the mean. So first one we're going to write is 2. Let's look at how many years people have been following me. So we've got some people will be 2 years, some people it will be 1, some people it will be 5. So I've been going for 10 years. So it'll be a range between that. Okay. All right. So I've got here, how many numbers do I have? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 numbers all together. But the first step is you add up all the numbers. So step 1, we're going to be adding up all the numbers. So I'm going to grab a blue here. So we're going to add up all the numbers. So you do 2 plus 1 plus 5 plus 7 plus 3 plus 10. Okay, so you add up all the numbers. So let's do that first. So we've got 10, 7 and 3 gives us 10 as well. So we've got 20 so far, 25, 26, 27, 28. Okay, so you've got 28. So we're going to add them all up together, and then I'm going to do the division sign. We're going to divide by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, because we've got 6 numbers. Okay, so you add up all of them together and then you divide by 6. So if I added them all up, it gives us 28. So let's do it again and check. 2 plus 1 is 3, plus 5, so 5, 6, 7, 8, plus 7, that's 15, plus 3, 15, 16, 17, 18, plus 10 is 28. So this gives us 28 divided by 6. So we say, how many 6s go into 28? 6, 12, 18, 24. So we're going to have 4. We've got 4 left over out of 6. If you did the fractions course with me, we can cancel that down. So this becomes 2 over 3. The 2/3 is 666, so it's 4.667 if you want to round it up. Okay, so here we've got an average of 4.6 years, or 4.7 if you want to round it up to the closest one decimal place. Okay, so you've taken the numbers and you've found an average. Right, let's have a look at what we're going to do next. We've got Aidan and Shay are watching as well. Brilliant, guys. So let's have a look at mode. So mean is the one that we often use. When we're talking about averages, we're talking about this kind of average. Let's look at mode now, and let's look at median. So mode is the one which comes most often. Okay, so it's the one that comes most often. So this doesn't even have to be a number. So it could be we're finding the average fruit. So we might have a basket of fruit, and we have in that basket of fruit, we've got, putting in some colors. We've got some apples. So I'm going to have one apple here. I'm going to have another apple. I'm going to have another apple. And then I'm also going to have a banana. So let me draw a banana. Okay, let's color that in. So I've got 3 apples and I've got 1 banana. So with mode, you don't have to have numbers. You can be dealing with objects. You can be dealing with other things like that. So here, this is the one which comes most often. So in this particular case, we've got 3 apples. Okay, so our mode in this particular case is an apple. So that's the average here. An apple is in the average if we're looking at the average fruit that we have here. Okay, next one we have is median. And the name kind of gives it away. Can you see the bit at the beginning? It's median. And we're talking about the one that's in the middle when you put everything in order of going up. So this has to be numbers again. Okay, so if, for example, we have 3, we're going to have 1, 2. Okay, we want to find the median number. You don't just look at the one in the middle. You have to put it in order first. So the first thing that we got to do is to put this in order. So 1 is first, 2 is second, 3 is third. So the median is the one in the middle. Okay, so it's the middle number when you put them in order. So that's basically what averages are. So now what we're going to do is have a look at what happens if we have the same numbers, but we use the 3 different types of averages. Okay, so I'm going to draw a table over here with the data. So let's have a look at, we're going to write, you don't have to use it really, you can do it freehand if you want to. I'm going to write mean, mode, median in here. We're going to have some data on the side over here. We're going to work out the 3 different types of averages. So first one is going to be mean. So we're going to add all the numbers up together, and then we're going to divide by how many we've got. Okay, so these are going to be my averages. So we're going to write averages. we're going to have mean, we're going to have mode, we're going to have median. And we're going to find out what the averages are for the same number. So our example now is going to be, I'm going to get a different color. So our example is, these are the questions. So our numbers are going to be 2, 4, 1, 3, 5, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's have one more. 6. Right, so we've got all these numbers. We want to work out the mean, the mode, and the median. Okay, we want to work out the mean, mode, and the median. Right, so first of all, let's work out the mean of these numbers. So what are we going to do? We're going to take these numbers and we're going to add them all up together. So we're going to do 2 plus 4 plus 1 plus 3 plus 5 plus 1 plus 6. And then we're going to divide by how many we've got. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we're going to divide by 7. Okay, so let's add this up. 2 plus 4 is 6, plus 1 is 7, plus 3 is 10, plus 5 is 15, plus 1 is 16, plus another 6, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Okay, so we've got here 22 divided by 7. Now, I don't know what the answer is, so I'm going to use my calculator for this. So let's get my calculator out. We're going to have 22 divided by 7, which is going to give me, I want that as, I don't want it as a mixed number, equals 3.14. Don't know whether you guys can see that, 3.14. So we're going to write the answer to our mean is 3.14. So I'm going to write that over here. Okay. Next, what we're going to do is to use mode. So the mode is the one that's most often. So if we look at these numbers, oh, 1 comes here 2 times. You have it here, you have it here. So the one that comes most often is the number 1. Okay. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to look for the median. So the median, you have to put all of these numbers in order, first of all, and then find the one in the middle. So we need to put this in order. So 1 comes first, the 1s come first. So we're going to write 1 and 1. Next, we're going to have 2. Then we're going to have 3. Then we're going to have 4. Then we're going to have 5. Then we're going to have 6. Now we have to find the ones in the middle. So this is how we do it. 2, 3. 3 is in the middle there. This is right in the middle. You've got 3 on this side. You've got 3 on that side. So our answer is going to be 3. So you can see you get different numbers here. And you might be confused. You might be thinking, well, what's the answer then? We're getting 3 different types of numbers. So what's the average? Well, this is where maths gets interesting, because you will use the average to support your answer. So you use the average which makes the most sense to you with the data you're looking at. So for example, if you were looking at how many chocolate bars you're going to get, okay, on average, how many chocolate bars you should be getting, you might be comparing the amount of chocolate bars everyone else in your class gets. And you'll be saying, well, Mum, I want 3.14 bars of chocolate because that's the average amount of chocolate people are getting. You wouldn't pick this one, okay? You'd be picking the one that's going to give you the highest value, right? So you could do the 3, or you could do the 3.14. Well, it's hard to get 3.14 bars of chocolate, so you'd probably go for the 3. You'd go for the whole number. If you were trying to convince how much homework you should be getting a week, then you might compare the amount of homework all the teachers give. So these might be the amount of homeworks each week that the teachers are giving. And you'll pick the average, which gives you the least amount of numbers because you don't want that much homework. So this is where, when you are given data and it's analyzed and an article talk about averages, it's always not the proper answer, because you can use whichever average you want to convince your argument. So you need to look at what the data actually is, what kind of average they've used, what the other averages are representing. Okay, so averages are useful, but it depends on how you use them and what argument you're trying to convince others of. Okay, so it's really cool. So if you want some chocolate, if you want lots of chocolate, you'll go for the higher average. If you want less chocolate, you'll go for the lower average. Your mom might be using this average to explain that actually you shouldn't be getting that much chocolate, because the most often number that people getting a chocolate is 1 chocolate a week. But you might be going, well, actually, if I use the median, I'm going to end up with more chocolates. Okay, so this is a quick overview of averages. We're going to write over here, make sure you write your name and hashtag Maths with Sid. Take photographs, send them in, and I will be compiling those into a video. So I'm a bit behind on the videos at the moment, but I'll be putting those up. They're all done. I just haven't uploaded them. So you'll get them in the next day or so. So thank you for watching, guys. See you tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be a science topic. So we'll see you tomorrow at 3:30 for a science session. See ya. Bye.